Hey guys, Michael here. What happened to the Barrie real estate market in 2024 and what do I have to look forward to in 2025? Well, before we get into that, hit the subscribe button down below and you'll be kept up to date on all local Barrie and Simcoe County real estate. Hit that bell as well and you'll be notified of all new content that we put out. And if you hit that like button, then other people that are searching for this type of information will be able to find it. Anyway, let's take a deep dive into the 2024 real estate market in Barrie and Simcoe County. And as we know, it was a bit of a roller coaster year. A lot of surprising twists and turns. We'll break it down so you can see what happened and maybe what we have to look forward to or be afraid of coming into 2025 if you have interest in buying or selling. So, year started out with a lot of uncertainty, but the market actually had picked up a lot of steam throughout the first part of the year. Low inventory, and we ended up actually with multiple bids on properties on the lower end, like properties under $700,000. A lot of those were townhouses, houses that were in rough shape. So it was a combination of lower prices, and also the other part of it being real estate agents who brought properties on at low market, like $599, that sort of thing, when the value was like $700, and ended up getting into some bidding wars for that. So part of the problem was low inventory, but the other side of that was agents were bringing properties on, thinking we're back in COVID again, and brought them on at low prices and ended up selling over list. It was competitive for buyers, obviously, because homes were selling very quickly in that lower price range. It's kind of interesting. Snow Valley at one point had, I think it was around 20 properties listed between $2 and $2.5 million, and they sat and sat and sat, and then all of a sudden, literally within a 2 or 3 week period, 4 of them sold, like bang, 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 bang. It was really crazy, and now they're sitting there again. So really interesting, a very small window for that product during that period of time. So that didn't last. We headed into the summer and the market cooled down actually quite a bit. There was a significant slowdown. A lot of sellers listed their properties, but were priced too high for the market. Now, based on what had just happened, maybe they thought they were okay, but when there is no activity, then there's an old saying in real estate: there's nothing price won't fix. So what happened was 75% of the people that were on the market were actually they were overpriced their properties because they didn't sell. So only 25% of the properties were selling at that point of time. So it's important to remember, though, that people say, it's the real estate agents, it's the realtor that's driving up the prices because of their commission. They're going to make all this money. So if you get $100,000 more for your house and we get 2.5% commission, we're only making $2,500. So we're going to have to drive the prices way up in order for it to be beneficial to us. Not at all. We do not drive the market. We participate. We're in the market. We're part of what happens in real estate, but we don't have anything to do with price. A willing buyer and a willing seller, that drives the market. Supply, demand, how many buyers, how many sellers, how many properties, or an abundance of properties, right? It's not the real estate agents that drive the market. So anyway, enough of that. There's my little rant for the day. So as we moved into the fall, things actually changed to the positive. Actually, there are 5 rate decreases throughout the year for 2024, which actually gave buyers confidence. So all of a sudden, they're starting to come out of the woodwork. And we saw that pick up in October and November of last year. Usually the end of November, it slows down into December, obviously, for Christmas. But October and November, we saw some more positive sales. We actually had 617 sales in Simcoe County in November of last year, which was a 63% increase over the previous year. Average sale price was $811,934, up 3.41% over November of 2023. So new listings were up 9.1% roughly compared to November of 2023, and that was an increase of almost 59%. Of listings year over year. Now, the increase of the inventory provided buyers with more options. So what happens when buyers have more options? Prices have a tendency to drop. So, however, it's important to note that these numbers decreased, as I said, later on in November and December because of Christmas, as they do each year. December sales were down, obviously from compared to previous months. Only 99 sales that month compared to 91 from the previous year. Overall, though, however, the last quarter, it was okay. It was a good market. Basically, what you would call last year's market would be balanced. Good for buyers and good for sellers. Now, there's a lot of inventory in the market. There was 416 active freehold listings and 168 condo listings. However, there was 508, so that's 584 in total. So in the previous month, in November, there was 732 listings. So you can see people taking it off the market at the end of the year, getting ready for Christmas. And also, you know, the market does slow down, so why not take a break and then bring it on in the spring? The interesting thing is people think that the spring market is in the spring. It's actually prior to the spring. It actually starts somewhere in February, people starting to get their houses on the market, and a lot of people move during the spring. So one of the most surprising trends actually that we saw last year was a huge increase in the rental market. And that actually goes along with if 75% of the listings are expiring, because we had a lot of, there was 283 active residential listings last year that were vacant, and compared to 120 from the year before. So that tells us that, you know, maybe it's investors that own the property that they didn't get sold. So now they're going to look at renting it to maybe, you know, not have it or recoup some of their losses, or maybe rent them out until the market turns a little bit. So that was kind of an interesting stat that we found as the year went on. So rental market gets flooded a little bit. So, and we saw this, the rental market, the cost or prices of rent started to come down because the buyers or the renters had more choice. Exactly the same as if you were buying or selling your house. So what does that all look like for 2025? Well, experts are forecasting a rebound in home sales with a significant increase in demand in the spring. So it's interesting. I'm sitting here, I think it's about the 16th or 18th of January. We've seen a real uptick in showing so far, activity, and also offers. So they're talking about the 29th of January this year. Actually, there will be another Bank of Canada announcement. There's an argument back and forth. Is it going to be another half point, a quarter point, or is it going to be substantial? So it'll be interesting to see what happens there and how that all shakes down. So the market remains dynamic. It's you know, kind of maybe the buzzword, a dynamic market. It's important to work with actually a real estate professional that understands the current market. So finds people that, you know, if you're thinking of buying or selling, seek out the people that know what's going on in the market, that are in there every day, so that you can get some great information and make a really, really informed decision. So hopefully that helps out, guys. It was a good year last year. It wasn't great. It was balanced. And we're looking forward to this year. It's going to be busy. I think you're going to see some price increases maybe at the start of the year, and then it's going to slow down a little bit throughout the summer as it normally does. But inventory is starting to jump back up again. We were sitting at an all-time, I think there was 9 weeks in a row at the end of last year that inventory was dropping. And now for the first 2 weeks of January, we have seen those numbers come up. Sales have still stayed roughly where they were. So inventory is going up. So it'll be interesting to see whether prices increase, because there still is a good supply out there for the demand. So anyway, guys, again, if that helps out at all, that's awesome. And if you have any questions at all, please reach out. Call, text, or email. Enjoy your day.